Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. You've been here before, haven't you?
Sure have.
What do we got?
Well, this is a very, very interesting find. This is called the Polish White Eagle Medal.
All right.
It's the highest medal that they can give to anybody in Poland. It's the equivalent of our Medal of Honor. It's been given to Ronald Reagan. It's been given to the Pope.
Okay, so there's a lot of them.
There's not a lot of them. I actually got it at a garage sale. When I first saw it, I had no idea what it was. I just saw that it was very ornate. And then I did some research on it later and then found out that it was probably the real deal and worth a lot of money.
This is pretty incredible. It's typical, like, Victorian-era European military, all the pomp and circumstance. Poland has a really interesting history. In the past, it was surrounded by Austro-Hungary, Russia, and Germany. And it's been invaded, fought over, and occupied for hundreds of years. Plus, it has tons of natural resources like silver and coal, which basically made it prime real estate for surrounding empires. It's definitely interesting, I tell you that. Well, it's the way they used to make medals back then. It's beautiful enamel work. I mean, this was a whole drawn-out process to do this. This was not something cheap to make. And you got well over $1,000 worth of gold. I know by just looking at the workmanship, this thing could be worth a ton of money. I've seen medals go for over $20,000, but I've seen medals go for $5. It all comes down to rarity and desirability, and I'm not sure about either. Where'd you pick it up?
Well, I got it at a garage sale.
Okay, what'd you get it
As a
for?
matter of fact, I got it for 75 cents.
Really?
Kind of liked the way it looked.
Okay, so I'll give you $1.50 for it? You tell me your money.
It's worth a lot of money.
This is really, really neat. Do you mind if I call somebody up and get them down here?
I just want to do a deal. I'm on my way to Austria, and let's just you and I make a deal.
Okay, well, how much you want for it?
$10,000.
I mean, the part that concerns me is that it's Polish. I don't know, you know, it's...
Not kielbasa.
I'm not an expert on Polish metals, but the workmanship and the materials tell me it's a quality piece. So my dilemma, if I let it walk, I'll probably never see anything like it again, or take an expensive shot in the dark that could pay off big time. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $5 grand for it.
I'll sell it. I'll sell it in New York. I'll take it with me and sell it in New York. I got a guy back there who might buy it.
What's your best price?
8.
Make it 6 and you got a deal.
7.
You know, I mean, it's a gamble for me. I don't know what it's worth. I know it's, I'm thinking 6, I can't get hurt. I might make a home run, I might lose my ass, but I'll give you $6 grand cash and I'll take the risk.
Got a deal.
All right. You only paid 75 cents for this thing?
75 cents.
I'll meet you right up front. I'll write you up.
Bought it for 75 cents. I sold it for $6,000. I feel ecstatic.
75 cents. Tell me about this uber interesting medal I have. It's a Polish medal. I looked that up on the internet.
First of all, it's not technically Polish.
What do you mean, not technically Polish?
It's Russian. 1795, Poland was partitioned into 3 parts: Prussia, Austria, and Russia. And Russia got the largest part. This order was founded in 1325, and the White Eagle is basically the symbol of Poland. It's on their national emblem. But they changed it. They took the original style of the award, they put it on top of the Russian Imperial Eagle, which is the eagle with 2 heads.
Okay.
Okay? So now it's a Russian order. And that's what this is. This is a piece that was awarded during Russia's rule of that portion of Poland. It's a really neat, I mean, this is 800 years of history here.
This medal shows just how hard Poland's had it for the past 800 years. They've constantly been conquered and reconquered and fought back for their freedom throughout their entire history. I mean, you've got the #1 Polish medal, and superimposed on it, it's a Russian eagle, their conquerors. I mean, it makes a statement.
I took a big shot in the dark.
How big a shot?
A $6,000 shot.
This metal was probably made in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
The company was called the House of Bolin. In fact, they were the main competitors to Fabergé, so you've got basically here a Fabergé quality piece. This is just gorgeous. I'm sorry.
But how much? Quit teasing me.
$30 to $40 grand. $30,000 to $40,000. That's incredible. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but the market's really thin on this. The customers who are buying these usually already have them, so you've got to really look for a customer. When one of these goes up for auction, sometimes it doesn't sell.
On one hand, I paid $6,000 for something that's worth 30 to 40 grand. On the other hand, it's no good to me if I can't find someone who's willing to buy it. All right, dude, well, thanks.
Down to business. I said the market was thin. That's true. I have a guy I know in Germany that has a box for this metal. He has the ribbon for the metal. He also has the breast star. Comes in a set. But there's a big gaping hole in his box, and it's for the neck order.
All right.
So I spoke to him. Needs to complete the set, and he wants to make a deal.
All right, so how much you offering?
Can I see it again?
We looked at it for a damn hour last time you were in.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm just flipping this, right?
Okay.
I'll give you $30,000.
I'm trying to figure out a way to complain about that price.
I'm coming out swinging here because I've got it pre-sold, and I'm not making a ton here. $30,000. I'm gonna make a little, you're gonna make a lot.
30,000, you buy me dinner?
Why not?
Write me a check. Yeah,
Yeah, I will.
write it. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, there's a pen, yeah. This turned into one hell of a business transaction. From 75 cents to 30,000, everyone made money on it. Yeah. I'm gonna start going to more garage sales. So what do we have here?
British medals. 1 military medal and 3 chivalry medals.
Okay, pretty cool. All of Europe, they were really, really big on their medals, especially England. I mean, if you look at pictures like 100 years ago, I mean, some of these people had so many medals, I mean, it would give you a bad back.
I'm at the pawn shop today to try to sell my British medals. I picked these up at a thrift shop in England. When I saw these medals, I had to have them because I knew it was a rare find. This was history. You're never gonna find these again. I'm hoping to get $3,000 for all 4 medals.
This is interesting. British medals, you know, it's a really complicated system because there was civilian ones, there was military ones, there's different orders, and they also had 20 degrees of each medal, and there's so many different ones. I mean, every time there was a new king or queen of England, they would come up with a new medal. So tell me exactly what you have here.
All right, this medal here is the volunteer decoration for 20 years of service by an officer in the British Army. 3 other medals are chivalric medals, a Royal Victorian Order, the Order of the Bath, and the Commander of the British Empire. Those were given for services to the sovereign.
Okay, so how much do you want for all these?
$3,000.
All right, it seems like you know a lot about these things.
Oh, yes.
I just want to know for sure exactly what they are. There's a really, really big collector market, and I know these can be worth a lot of money. So do you mind if I have my one buddy take a look at them? He literally will know everything there is to know about these. I really trust him. So if you can hang out for a few minutes, I'll go grab them.
Sure.
I'll be right back. 55 years old, never got a medal for anything. Maybe Royal Order of the Pawn? See what we got here?
Ah, very nice. Well, let's take them one at a time. This is the Volunteer Officer's Decoration. After you've done 20 years in the Volunteer Army, you were awarded this. This award only existed between 1892 and 1908, when the volunteer service became the Territorial Army. And this award ceased to exist.
Okay.
This is very nice. We have the Order of the Bath. The interesting thing about the Order of the Bath was it was instituted by George I, and it had to do with bathing, purity, all of that. Still exists today. The Order of the Bath is a big deal. It's just a high-ranking order that is issued by the monarch, and that's a big deal. This is the commander of the Order of the British Empire. This was issued both to military and civilians for either cultural service or military service. It's the one that, when you see the Beatles getting a medal, it's given for a major service to the empire. And this is, very nice, Royal Victorian. Now, this one is either military or civilian for what I don't know. You'd have to look up that particular serial number if you can get the records and find out who it was awarded to and for what.
Okay, so what do you think?
These are actually in very nice condition, and the boxes are also in very nice condition. That's something that, after this many years, you often don't see them in this nice a shape.
Well, thanks for all the info. You're the
Not
best.
a problem. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll give you $1,500 for them.
In the middle, make it 2,200.
Nope. I'm thinking I'll probably get $2,500 out of these things.
What's the best you think you could do?
1,600.
Make it 17, we'll have a deal.
$16.25.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. $16.25. I'll meet you right over there, and I'll get you paid.
Okay.
Is there a medal for negotiating skills? Hey, how can I help you?
I have the most important piece of jewelry by a Las Vegas icon, Liberace.
That's really, really cool.
Bling, bling? What? You got some Liberace bling?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was pretty amazing. My grandma loved Liberace. And I'm not gonna lie, I got some respect for the guy.
I bought this medallion because it was probably the premier piece in the auction. He's an iconic figure. He was the ultimate showman. I'm hoping to get $25,000. If I sell this item today, I'll probably use the money to buy more things at auctions.
So where did you get this?
I got it at an auction.
Pretty damn cool. I know that he was the highest paid live performer in the world for a good 15 years.
Even more than Elvis?
More than Elvis. Supposedly the fastest piano player in the world. He's well remembered in this town. Sort of Mr. Las Vegas. I mean, they had the Liberace Museum here in town that was around forever. What really brought him over the top was just the crazy outfits, the giant pianos.
Yeah.
You had gigantic candelabras sitting on top of the pianos. There was no part on his piano that wasn't blingy. He was the ultimate showman. He didn't like radio, but his thing was, I do the audio visual, I do the little flamboyant things, jumping around, hand movements, all this other stuff. You had to see him on TV or in person to get the full Liberace effect. Radio just didn't do him justice. I mean, you also gotta hand it to him. He was a gay guy. All right. He was a gay guy on television. He had to go through all that, too. Because during that time period, if he did come out, his career would have been completely over. Liberace was a huge celebrity in his day. He was one of the biggest stars in Vegas. And almost 20 years after his death, he's still a major icon here. So to have one of his signature jewelry pieces would be absolutely amazing.
The provenance that comes with it suggests that he wore this every day of his life, and it was his favorite piece.
This piece right here,
Yeah.
here's a picture of him wearing it. That's really, really cool. And you're selling all this stuff together, the book and all the other provenance, right?
Yeah. I have a couple of pictures, and I have a certificate of authenticity from the auction house, which I purchased it from.
December 3rd, 2011, you bought it.
Yeah.
And here's just a picture of him in front of the piano. See, he wore some suits.
Oh, wow.
He'd make Prince jealous. It's a cool piece, and this is classic late 70s bling. They'd taken an American gold coin, stick it in there, as many diamonds as you could stuff around it.
Yeah.
So how much you want for it?
I'm looking for $25,000.
It's one of those things where it's really hard to come up with a number. A little over $3,000 worth of gold, and you had another $3,000 worth of diamonds. I don't see 25 grand here, I just don't. I see 10.
I didn't come in here asking for $100,000. I just thought it was totally reasonable asking for 25.
How much you get it for an auction?
I didn't want to disclose that.
10 grand, I think is a fair offer.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Well, thanks for bringing it in, man.
Okay, thank you.
I was already picturing that piece in a display case with a big fat price tag. It would have looked amazing in there. But as a business owner, I can't pay double what something's worth, even if it did belong to an icon like Liberace.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am great. How can I help you?
I have a commemorative medallion that was given to me by Pope Francis,
Pope Francis, the coolest of all popes.
the hip one. I'm looking to sell my commemorative medal that was given to me by Pope Francis. One side of the medallion has an image of two women with a child, and the other side of the medallion says Pope Francis. I really have no idea what it's worth. I kind of think it's a one-of-a-kind item. I'm hoping to sell my medallion for $5,000.
Pope Francis, he was elected Pope in 2013. One of the more recent popes, probably why he's a little more hip, born in today's culture. So people love Pope Francis because he's committed to simple living and he advocates for the poor. He's always gonna be the coolest Pope, you know? Okay, this maybe looks like when the Pope did something significant, the Vatican and the Pope, they would hand these medals out. So where did you get this?
So my father was a World War II photographer. He went into Japan after they dropped the atomic bombs and documented the aftermath. Starting about in 2017, the Pope discovered my dad's work and kind of started championing his pictures as peace movement purpose. My father passed away about 10, 11 years ago, so I went kind of as in his place, and it was there he presented me that medal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I actually went to Italy recently because I had a Zucchetto that I had to get authenticated.
And so, no doubt that this would belong to Pope Pius XII.
That's good news. We got an amazing Zucchetto from Pope Pius XII himself. This stuff's been around for a long time and people like to collect it. So, how much are you looking to give for it?
Well, I was hoping somewhere around like 5,000 or so.
I mean, honestly, I think that you're probably better off keeping it than even hearing what I want to offer you for it. You can find thousands of them in the $40 to $75 price range. So this is not for me to buy to try to resell. The story you have of your father getting it and the things he did is much more valuable than I think the medal
Much more
itself would be.
sentimental than it is what you could offer.
I do appreciate you bringing that in and seeing the medal that was awarded.
You got it. Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank
All
you.
right. As much as I was hoping to make money, it's more of a family heirloom and a sentimental item, and probably should end up in a museum in Japan eventually.
Hey there, how you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. How can I help you?
Think that I have something that you might be interested in.
What do you have here?
That's the Quebec Taken Medal. It was given to British soldiers after the capture of the city of Quebec in 1759 during the 7 Years' War.
This is cool. The outcome of this battle, you know, was kind of a precursor to the Revolutionary War. Maybe if the French would have won that battle, we would have fought the French in the Revolutionary War. Who really knows, right?
I'm at the pawn shop today to sell my Quebec Taken Medal. After my grandfather passed away, and I was going through the many boxes of medals and medallions and coins and things like that, this one stood out because it seemed so unique. It was older than all the other coins. I've had this medal since 1997, and I just felt like it was time for this medal to go. I'm hoping to get $1,500 for my Quebec Taken Medal.
Pretty cool. It's the Quebec Taken Medal. It would have been a commemorative medal given to you if you would have been in this particular battle. This was a time when the 7 Years' War was going on between the French, the British, and Spain, and they were fighting all types of battles, trying to get a hold on North America. And North America wasn't mapped out like we think of it today. So it was for Quebec City, but it wasn't necessarily Canada. At the time, Quebec City would have been a French territory, I guess is what you would have called it. And everybody wanted their chunk. Looking at the medal, this symbol right here is a Roman military standard, and it would have represented the land forces. And then we have the trident over here. They would have represented like the naval aspect of their military. And it says Quebec Taken. Then it has the date. Obviously, it's in Roman numerals, 1759. Maybe this officer or this soldier stuck around and could have actually fought in the American Revolutionary War. So it has quite a bit of history about it. What are you looking to do with it?
I'd like to sell it.
And how much are you looking to get?
$1,500.
I'm probably thinking that's about what I could get for it. Would you take $1,200?
I came here to sell that thing, not to give it away, my friend.
Okay, I could do $1,250 at best, but anything above that just doesn't leave enough room for me.
$1,250, still giving it away. I don't think that's a fair price.
Well, you know what? It's really cool, but I usually don't get someone who's too good of a negotiator for me. I'm gonna have to pass, but if you decide you wanna let it go for $1,250, come back and see me.
Thanks very much, I appreciate it.
Have a good day, thank you.
You too. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't make the sale, but I'm happy to keep that medal. It's a family heirloom.
Hey, you're back. What can I help you with?
Oh, I'd like to sell my gold medal.
What kind of guy sells his own Olympic medal?
My wife decided she needed furniture more than she needs this.
My wife thinks we need furniture more than the Harley, and I just think it's ridiculous.
I came to the pawn shop today to see if I could sell my 1984 sample gold Olympic medal. I'd like to sell this for $2,000, but I'd probably settle for $1,000.
So where in the world did you get this?
Well, I had a pawn shop, and in 1987, this was brought in to me to pawn.
Okay. I see it's a sample. How did the person get it to pawn it to you?
He worked for Jostens, which is the manufacturer of the gold medal at that time.
Yeah, I know the salesmen used to take these around to the schools with them when they were selling the class rings. This is the Goddess Nike right here. It's in great shape. When the modern Olympics started in the late 1800s, they gave out gold medals to the winners of each event. To this day, they still give out gold medals, and they can be worth a lot of money.
Was there anything really important about the '84 Olympics?
Yeah, this was the second time the Olympics were in LA. There's a lot of controversy about everyone who got the gold medals. They say, well, it really doesn't count as much since the Russians weren't there. What happened was the Russians invaded Afghanistan, so we had boycotted their Olympics. So in '84, they came up with an excuse to boycott our Olympics, and then we invaded Afghanistan later.
Right.
Olympic medals can be worth anywhere from thousands of dollars to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But one given out to a well-known athlete like Carl Lewis or Michael Phelps, that would be priceless. So what did you want for it?
I wanted to get $2,000 for it.
The problem with an Olympic medals is there's so few that come on the market. It's really hard to come up with a price. You know, I don't mean to insult you or anything, but I'd give you like $300 for it.
Wouldn't split the difference with me? 1,000?
No, I'd go like $350. The problem is it's a sample, it's in a nice case and everything, but it's still not the real deal.
Right.
I mean, I have the other Olympic medals, they've been sitting here forever. I think this would be even harder to sell. I mean, $350 would be it, man.
It's worth more than that. I'll have to pass.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing it in, though. I appreciate it.
I'm disappointed I couldn't sell my medal, but I feel that it is worth more than what they have right now.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Pretty good. What can I do for you?
I have a historical U.S. medal. It's from the 1876 Centennial Exposition for the 100th anniversary of the United States. There's probably no more than 100 or so that exist today. Collectors are willing to pay significant premiums to have it in their collection because of the rarity and the message and the story that the medal has to tell. I think it's really worth $500 to $600, but I'm looking forward to selling it, and I think $400 is a fair price.
So where'd you get it?
Well, I attend quite a few shows throughout the country looking for medals to add to my collection, and I was at a convention in Denver a couple of years ago, and I picked it up at that show.
Mind if I check it out?
Yeah, please do. That medal was originally struck in silver, bronze, and a gold-plated, gilt version. And this is the silver version. So it has like a little box, it has a little front and back cover with gilt gold lettering talking about the exposition and the event.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, 100-year anniversary, kind of celebrating the Declaration of Independence, you know, celebrating our freedom. This medal has iconic imagery. Lady Liberty is literally reaching up to touch the stars. It's almost like what you'd see on a movie poster today. And I bet a history buff or a coin collector would love to add this to their collection. It's in really good condition as far as I can see. There's no major scratches or dings or anything like that. Okay, well, what do you want to do with it?
Well, I'm interested in selling it. I think this medal would normally sell in the $500 to $600 range, and I'd be glad to sell it to you for $400.
You know, I don't doubt that it's worth that, but honestly, I just don't know. I'd like to have my coin expert come down, take a look at this, shed some insight on how common these are to find and how common they are to find in the case. And then we can go from there.
That sounds fine with me. Okay, sure.
Give me just a minute, I'll be right back.
Okay. So an expert's coming in. I'm sure he'll be able to come up with the value of the metal, but I'm just hoping that he considers the original case and holder in the total overall value of this particular metal.
This is the Centennial Exposition medal. I think if I could travel time and go back, this is one of the events I would like to see. This was like our first real big World's Fair. This was a really special day for America.
It's quite the event to think about, but I'm not sure that's where I'd go back in time if I had a time machine. What do you think about the condition?
The condition is just what you would expect. In great condition because it was kept as a keepsake, but a little bit of rubbiness on it from some polishings over the years. You know, these were souvenirs. They were sold as souvenirs at the time, so people tended to keep them nicely, but they tended to discard the boxes. This is literally the first one I've ever seen in hand. So that's the real story. The metal's nice and the box is incredible.
Okay. Well, what kind of value do you put on it?
The metal alone would probably be $150 to $200. I think the case has to be worth a couple $100.
Really?
At least $300, $400 would easily.
All right, well, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Told me all I need to know.
All right. If Chum can buy this at the right price, I think it's a very good purchase because it's such a historic thing and it's so rare as it is that I can't imagine it'll be around for long.
Well, I mean, I do like the item and I think it's really cool. I don't think I'm gonna be able to pay $400 for it. How do you feel about $280?
$280. Well, I think it should sell $500 to $600. I think $400 is a pretty good deal for it. How about like $375?
You know, he said with the box and the coin, it's worth about $400, maybe $450. So I think if you could come down to $350.
$350? I'll take it. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right.
Just meet me over here, we'll write it up.
Okay. With the extra $350, there's a couple other historical medals that I've been looking for, so I'll be able to use that to pick up something else to add to my collection.